guys, welcome back to my channel. I am so excited to be back with this full drugstore makeup tutorial. I asked you guys what you wanted to see on my IG stories, and this is exactly what you guys picked. And the winner also was smoky eyes. So here it is. I am actually obsessed with this look. I think it's super glamorous, and honestly you look super expensive without spending too much money. So I am really pumped about that, and I can't wait to show you guys how to create this look. So if you are not subscribed to my channel, make sure you do so. Also check me out on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter to stay connected. So without further ado, let's begin this video. Alright, so the first thing that you want to do is grab an eye base, and I'm using here the NYX Cosmetics Milk Jumbo Pencil, which I forgot how much I love this pencil. I haven't used it in so long, but it works so great as an eye base. If you do have a little bit of discoloration over your lid, just apply your foundation over your lid first and then apply the Milk Jumbo Pencil. So I just blend it out with my finger, and I'm grabbing the Katy Cat palette from CoverGirl, which is in collab with Katy Perry. It's super cute, and I really love the color choices. It has a warm side and a cool side. So I'm going to be using the warm side, and I'm going to start off with this shadow, which is matte, and I'm using this Wet n Wild brush, this blending brush from the Rose Gold collection, and I'm applying this all over my lid. So I actually love that it had a lot of pigment. So start very slow and then build it up. I did feel like it had a little bit of kickback of the shadow, so you gotta be careful, make sure you take off the excess, but it did have a good amount of pigment, so that was great. Also make sure you extend that shadow up, you diffuse it up to the tail of the brow. I love to always do this because it makes my eyes elongated and not droopy and sad. Instead, it gives you like an eye lift and it makes them smile. So once you do that, you want to grab this shadow, which is brown, and I'm using this brush from MAC. I'll list all the numbers down below. It's kind of like a fluffy angle brush, but I really loved it. I'm not a big fan of these kind of brushes, but this one, for some reason, it worked very well. It was super soft, and it really helped me define that outer V very well, and also at the same time blend the shadow. So with this, you want to make sure you just build the color little by little. As you can see, I added a little bit. I went back to that blending, the big fluffy blending brush, and just blend out the edges, and I went back and added more. So it's all about taking your time and blending. Then I'm going to grab this black shadow from the cooler side of the palette, and I'm using a pointier brush, taking off the excess, and I'm really placing this shadow very close to my lash line. So you want to treat this part like if you're drawing your winged eyeliner. So you want to make sure you extend the shadow a little bit, kind of like coming out of the eye, kind of like an eyeliner, and very close to the lash line. Once you have like a little bit, just go back to a fluffier brush. I'm using the angle brush from MAC and blending out the edges, and then go back to the pointier brush and add more color, and you're gonna start creating definition and also like that gradient effect without lines. And you want to make sure everything like just looks seamless. So that's what you want to do. You want to make sure there's no lines, there's no harsh lines on the eyes, and you really can't tell like how many colors did you use. So it's a matter of taking your time. So for this part, make sure you take your time and gradually build up the color. Then I'm grabbing the Coverage Full Coverage Concealer from Models Own, which it's not a drugstore product, but you can find it at Ulta, and it's super affordable. So I thought I should include it because I really wanted to use something full coverage for my concealer because we're going for a full beat. And I also love the consistency of this concealer. You only need a tiny bit and it goes a long way. So I'm basically carving my cut crease from the inner corner into the middle of the eye to give me the illusion of a bigger lid because I don't have a lot of lid. So I love this trick for that reason, and it just looks so pretty when you close your eyes. Then I'm grabbing this golden shadow from the palette and applying it right in the center of the eye, but not all the way to the inner corner. So you want to leave the inner corner kind of like lean because we're going to add another shadow. And then as you can see, I'm just blending out the edge with a fluffier brush from MAC. Then I'm grabbing an angle brush and I'm going to define more of that cut crease. So I'm grabbing first the brown shadow that I use at the beginning, and then I'm grabbing another angle brush and applying the black shadow. So you want to make sure that you gradually define that cut crease. You don't go with the black immediately, go with brown and then black, and then that's it. And then you blend out the edges with that fluffier brush from MAC. So you can see just going over my lid so smoothly, it's unbelievable. Then I am grabbing, and I'm just here dancing, feeling the music. I am grabbing a really small brush, and I'm grabbing that shadow that it's a little bit more of like a champagne tone, but I wanted a brighter inner corner, so I applied that there, and I blended out with that golden tone that I applied previously, and it just gave the look the whole touch. Then I went back and just added more gold, and then let's move on to the liner. So I am using the Master Precise liquid liner from Maybelline. I know this is kind of like a weird tip. It's not your typical very tiny tip. I just absolutely love how flexible this is, and I just, for some reason, I got so used to this this liquid liner that for me it works so well, and it just makes the eyeliner so much easier. Sometimes I like to trace my eyeliner with this and go over it with a more like with my Da Balm liquid liner over it to give it more of that black definition. But I absolutely love this liquid eyeliner. It's just super easy to use, and yeah, I love it. So also keep in mind, I extend this winged liner all the way to the inner corner, like past the inner corner, kind of like another miniature wing, and that just give it that nice fierce look. It's an awesome trick to do to your liner as well, just to switch it up. And then I'm gonna move on to lashes. I'm using this one from Allure 126. They give definition, and I'm in love with these lashes. They look so good on. So yeah, sometimes when you have so many lashes, you don't know what to use, and you stick to the ones that you love. But this ones I absolutely loved. So I'm happy I found them in my drawer because I know I had them for a while, but I never used them. And then voila, you put them on, and there we go. This is the eye with the lash on, and then we're gonna move on to the skin. So I'm using first the CoverGirl primer, and this is the smoothing primer, and I actually really love how this feels on the skin, how it smells. Very earthy, kind of like rose water, which smells really good. I love the smell of rose water. It's so refreshing for the skin. So yeah, I really like this primer. Then I am using the Fit Me Matte Foundation from Maybelline, which is definitely one of my favorites. I love that it has a medium to kind of like full coverage, because you can build it up and it's flawless once you apply it. It has a matte finish, which is great for the warm weather, also for someone that has oily skin, but it does feel comfortable on the skin even though I have dry to normal skin. If you use a good primer and if you prime your face well, it will work perfect for you. So totally recommend this foundation if you haven't given it a try. Then let's move on to the concealer, and I am using the same concealer that I use to carve my crease on my eye, and this is the full coverage concealer from Modelown. And of course, I had to take a break to dance to one of my favorite songs. If you know what I'm talking about, comment below. Y yo te boté, yo te boté. I don't know how to sing, I'm sorry. But anyway, I'm just blending here away with the sponge from Maybelline, and then I am using the Fit Me Loose Powder from Maybelline as well to set my under eye. As you can see, I'm pressing the powder onto my skin. I'm not baking. For this look. I'm just pressing the powder to set everything because the foundation is already matte, so I don't want to dry my under eye too much or my skin too much. So that's why. And here I'm just adding a little bit of shadow onto my crease because I felt like I needed a little bit more. I'm just a little bit too perfectionist at times. And then I am grabbing this angle brush to apply that very first eyeshadow that we applied on our crease, which is the warm brown. very close to the lash line. And then I am grabbing next the dark brown and applying it right on the outer V and kind of like blending it into that more light brown, but just making it very concentrated on the outer V. So don't bring it too far in, just on the outer V. Then I'm grabbing the telescopic mascara from L'Oreal, which is one of my favorites also for my bottom lashes. You want to make sure you apply mascara on your bottom lashes. I know a lot of people skip this step, but it makes a difference. So just do it. And then let's move on to contouring our face, and I'm using the palette from Pixi times Miriam collab, and I'm using the medium kit because I broke my light kit. So yes, I had to use the medium kit. So this is it, and I am using that bronzer that you saw, the one in the middle, and I am using the brush from Kat Von D. And you want to make sure you bring that bronzer all the way to your forehead and back down to your cheeks, because you want to make sure that the bronzer looks seamless and it looks like if it came from within, from the sun, from tanning, you know. And then once you do that, I just grab a little bit of translucent powder and just carve that bronzer just to make sure it stood out a little bit more without adding too much bronzer. And then let's move on to highlight. Yes, Master Chrome, one of my favorite highlighters from Maybelline. The formula is amazing. If you haven't tried this highlighter, you gotta try it. It's super smooth. It just blends so nicely onto the skin without being patchy, which I really like. And they have a bunch of different shades. I love also the one that is kind of like a rose gold color, rosy color. I forgot the name of it, but yeah, also love this gold one. And yeah, so I'm applying this with a Smashbox brush, and this is one of my favorite parts, the highlight. It just gives me so much life. Then I'm applying a little bit onto my nose and also on my Cupid's bow because I like that lip to stand out. And then to finalize this look, let's move on to the lips. I am using this pencil from the collab that Maybelline did with Gigi, which I couldn't find a name on the pencil, but I'll make sure I list it down below. I will do my research and list it there. Or maybe I didn't look too well. And then let's move on to this beautiful color and beautiful, amazing formula from Pixi. These are their matte liquid lipsticks. The formula is amazing and the color range, it's beautiful. This one is called Matte Beige. It's such a pretty shade. It's just beautiful. I can't even. I love this shade so much. So yeah, I'm just basically applying this liquid lipstick all over my lips, and I'm going to finish up with this Pixi setting spray. And voila! So we're basically done, guys. I hope that you all love this makeup look as much as I did. And if you have any questions, leave them down below, which I'll be happy to answer them. And thank you guys so much for watching until the end. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed to my channel. Check me out on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And I'll see you guys on my